What's up, geeks? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to actually prepare for your interview. The reason I'm doing this is because this was going on in my life. I'm actually looking for new work. I want something that allows me to continue to work remotely for the long term, but also that's dependable. You know, one of the contracts that I hired for my current job is like it was for a specific period of time, and it's been over that time limit. So now it's time for me to look for new work. Now, I've been having a few interviews, and it's actually annoying. I've had hella interviews, and then it's going well. It's just that my phone continues to go off. And I figured, while this is so fresh, why not, give you some pointers so it can help you out with the hiring process. Now, I have something together on the list, and I'm going to just go over that with you. So, strengths and weaknesses. Now, this is a question I have not been asked, but when I first, recently I haven't been asked this, but when I first started looking for jobs, I want to say a few years back when I first got out of school and I didn't have any professional experience as an engineer, they had to find questions to basically ask you and get an idea of like what your, your talent level is at. So when people ask you what are your strengths and weaknesses, they're not asking you like, oh, I'm a great communicator, I'm good with people, I'm always there to help with a helping hand. They don't want to hear things like that. What they want to hear is, what are your strengths? Well, I would have to say I'm fantastic when it comes to coding in JavaScript. I understand ES6. I feel very comfortable building applications on the front end. I understand how to work with APIs, yada, yada, yada. And then your cons could be something like, I would love to improve my my algorithms, get better at basically making sure that my algorithms process information pretty as fast as possible. And then just saying something like, I want to understand the entire tech stack of a application, something like that. So the strengths and weaknesses is something that they usually ask beginners. It's not a question that they ask people who have been in the game for a while, like myself. So I actually haven't been asked this question for recently. Now, next, what is your experience, right? It's your experience. This is something that honestly, it's a breeze for me. But when I first started doing these interviewing processes, years back, the way that I sold myself is with my projects. So don't talk about your school projects. They don't care. Everybody has a school project. They want to know what you've done on your own time. So you have to basically I would advise you to create a website. If you don't have any professional experience, create a website, build a few applications, have something out there just so they can see. You don't want to have, if you're a back-end developer, too bad. You're trying to get a job right now. So the best way for you to actually get a job and then you don't have any kind of professional experience is to actually build some kind of application where there's something that they can see and play around with. And then once you get hired, you can look for a job that gives you an opportunity to work as a full stack developer. So being a full stack developer is going to enable you to work on mobile, web, and the back end and the API. So that's only going to make you a stronger candidate for future jobs. All right. So, but if you do have work experience, this is a breeze for me. They'll ask me, what is my work experience? So tell them, okay, 5 years software engineering. I was the project manager, I was the designer, I was a developer, and I was a deployer for the mobile application. I took care of all the Jira issues. I took care of all the Scrum associated within the application. And I basically I responded to emails that basically people emails concerning issues within the application, and then go from there. And then sometimes they can even get a little bit deeper, but I'll save that one for last. So yeah, basically, for us veterans, it'll be a lot easier for us to sell ourselves. We understand what they're looking for, and we really don't care if we get this job or not, because there's always another tech job. People are always hungry for engineers. Now, make sure that you ask questions. They want to know that you actually looked into the company, and then that you're kind of like, you're not only that you're excited, but you at least did some kind of investigation. You did some research on who they are. I would ask them the question that I've been asking is basically, how have you built the application? How is the application constructed? I'm a mobile developer, so when they bring me in, they want a React Native developer. And I'll ask them hey, is there anything unique within the application that React Native couldn't take care of? you know, and they'll tell me yes or no. And then if there's specific features within that application, because I've been using React Native for a while. So, for example, there's one company I had an interview with, and then it has a map. Now, I built applications using React Native maps, but the design of their map, I can tell there was some customization to it. So what I asked was like, hey, you know, I noticed you guys have a map within your application. How did you, what package did you use? Which package or third party did you use for your app? I mean, for your map? And then they told me, oh, we use Mapbox. I was like, oh, okay. I haven't used Mapbox, but I'm familiar with Mapbox. Mapbox, it basically allows you to add customizations to your map. And then he also, I believe you can use that map on the web and mobile to make basically both applications integrated. So things like that. They want to know that you actually understand the tech. And then you can ask them like, hey, okay, so how do you guys manage the state of your application right now? You know, if you're managing your state, okay, are you using Redux, the basic bare bones Redux, or are you guys using Sagas? You know, I haven't used Sagas, and they told me that Sagas works well, but sometimes it doesn't return the data. So for whatever reason, so I don't understand, why that happened, but that was the case within one of my interviews. But you want to basically ask them these questions because it gives you an opportunity to see where they're at, and then based off what they say, you can respond to it, so they get a feel for how you are as an engineer. And then, and then other than that, they'll ask you, the last question they'll ask you is your pay. So they want to get an idea of what you think you're worth. Now, what I've been saying is I don't want to get paid anything less than 130. So but my minimum is 130. My highest, my max is 150. And then you see what goes from there. I've been having a few interviews, and some people don't care, but some people do. Some people do because if they don't want to pay you the 130, that means that they're not looking for a mobile developer with a lot of experience behind them. They're going to look for somebody a little bit more junior. So if they're looking for somebody more junior, they're going to say, okay, that's about 70. Now, like I said, somebody that's senior, they'll go for probably most likely double than that. So it just depends on the company's needs. So that's how that is. If you have any questions for me directly or anything that you were asked during the interview and you would like to get clarified, feel free to reach out to me. And there's one more thing, algorithms. Sometimes they have these technical exams. There's a few technical exams that I've actually had to do. And the best way for you to actually prepare for these, man, is there's a book titled Cracking the Coding Interview. And I've been reading this book to basically help me. Like I said, I don't have a computer science background, so sometimes I don't understand order of magnitude, and then there's like different types of data structures that I don't use on a daily basis. So you want to get a good idea what these things are and how you can actually use them within your application. There's also another website that I use. The name of that website is Interview Cake. Now, Interview Cake, they allow you to. You have to pay a fee. It's like for a month, or you can pay for 6 months, or you can pay for the year. And basically, when you make this payment, it just goes through all the bases of computer science. And I've been doing that basically for my own. You see, I'm a teacher, and I'm teaching you guys React Native. I'm always trying to improve my skills as well. So I actually just took this course just so I can get familiar with everything about computer science. That's just how I am. And I also I reached out. I haven't actually hired anybody, but I reached out to a few, a few tutors that are just, all they do is, specifically for algorithms. I want to understand, when I'm doing HackerRank, the easy ones are fine. And people who have done HackerRank know it's not easy. The easy ones aren't easy. The medium ones aren't, and the hard ones. And the reason I've been doing this is because my dream job is TopTal. So that's a company I would really like to work for. And they have these ridiculous coding interviews. And basically, if you don't do well during that interview, you can't reapply for another 2 years. So I've been doing a lot of studying on my own. Not really for these jobs that I've been interviewing for, but I've been doing a lot of studying on my own so I can basically strengthen my skills as a software developer, not just a mobile developer, but just a software developer in general. And basically hopefully get that dream job. When you pass these technical interviews, such as like a TopTal or something like that, they assume that whatever language you know, it could be Java, it could be JavaScript, C#, whatever language you know, whatever tech stack you have experience with, because you passed their coding exam, they're confident that if there is a situation where you have to step outside of your tech stack, you have the basic fundamentals to do it. So now I'm done with this video. Like, comment, subscribe. and I'll catch you next time. Peace.